The need to restore biodiversity should not be overlooked when addressing land degradation, desertification and drought matters. This is because the current biodiversity is as a result of thousands of years of evolution, and thus discussions on land should be done collectively. These are the views of the Program Officer of UNCCD's Advocacy on Global Issues, Emmanuel Chinyamakovu, in an exclusive interview with NBC News yesterday. Blanche Coraces with more.
Biodiversity underpins many livelihoods in drylands, including pastoralism, agriculture and tourism. For generations, traditional pastoral and agricultural practices have evolved in harmony with biodiversity in such a way that people rely on indigenous biodiversity, such as traditional livestock varieties that are more resilient to drought and disease than imported varieties. More than anywhere else in the world, societies in the drylands depend on the use of biodiversity for their daily economic and spiritual development. But since dryland biodiversity is fragile and adapted to a specific set of physical conditions, its loss and climate change can have negative, irreversible impact on dryland species. This loss is also significant as animal and plant species from drylands are particularly well adapted to this extreme environment. During the UN Conference on Sustainable Development, or Rio+20 in June 2012, global leaders from governments to civil society reaffirmed the intrinsic value of biological diversity and recognized the severity of global biodiversity loss and degradation of ecosystems. Although drylands were implicitly recognized, inadequate attention continued to be paid to this major biomass that covers a vast part of the world's terrestrial surface. However, UNCCD says restoration of biodiversity in countries that are more prone to such disasters can be useful through comprehensive land management policies.
Once the land is allowed to degrade, all the natural components that survived on that land would die. But if we make sure that the land has been sustainably managed, the land has been kept in productive state, then it means whoever has been surviving on that land can also live. But if we allow the land to degrade, then we are also killing the biodiversity, we are killing the human beings, we are killing the water, we are killing everything. So yes, Namibia, Kenya, Zimbabwe, all the SADC countries, all the countries of this world, they are better advised to look after the land so that they can be able to look after their biodiversity.
Article 8 of the Convention also compels all parties to restore their biodiversity as the structure and composition of grasslands, including variety of species, are reliant on sustainable grazing and should be conveyed on a grassroots level to local and indigenous people. Blanche Coraces, NBC News, Windhoek.